Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So, today we will recreate this. And yeah, I got a lot of requests for this. I did not plan a tutorial for this, but yeah, why not? Okay, so Patreons already can download this project file here, and you will see it's not really hard to do. But maybe it's interesting how to rig it in Mixamo. I showed this long ago in a tutorial, and meanwhile there is another free program to rig things. This is this Accu Rig here, this thing. I will put the link in the description, and you have here a tutorial that makes a very good job in rigging characters, and you have this program then on your computer and don't have to make this online. But the only thing, the rigging is free here, but if you go then to their site for motion capture datas, they cost a little bit, but not much, between $2.50 and $10 or so, something like this. And yeah, you definitely can try this. As I said, here's a tutorial for it, and as far as I know, Winbush made a tutorial for it as well, as I can remember. I'm quite sure here. And yeah, so you can try this. As I said, this is nice for rigging, and it can rig it much yeah, more details and everything. It can rig every finger joint and everything. So, but as I said, the motion capture data then is not free. This is, but not expensive. So not expensive at all. But we will do this in Mixamo, and yeah. So let's start, I would say. First of all, I bring in the character I want to rig, and this is my HOMER here. I made this HOMER. Correct character here, and this. You can use almost every character, but characters like this comic thing, figures like HOMER and so, where the bodies are not really real life, they can tend to intersect and something else with the, but it doesn't matter. This is not a real life thing. So let's go and bring in the HOMER. As I said, patrons can download this already. Yeah, and now the Patreon tiers are changed a little bit. The old things until the 22nd of September, all the things before this date will stay with $5 for download project files and everything and tutorials. And from then I go up to $7.50. So, but this is $2.50 more a month for the whole month. So that's about, I think, 8 cents a day. And yeah, because of the here that our energy costs and everything, they simply explode here. It's ridiculous what's going on here. But I'm sure we are not the only one here in Austria. So okay, yeah, let's start. We will, yeah, you see, this is the simple HOMER, everything is here, and we wanna rig this guy now. And so make one object out of this HOMER. So simply go to my connect here and current state to object. So now I have my HOMER here, HOMER, and I can delete the other ones. And this guy now I export as an FBX. So I go to File, Export, FBX. And here should everything be as default. I have here customized, changed some little things, but the default should be fine. I said in the settings I disabled camera and lights, and then don't need anything here. The geometry, you see, generator and normals, and it's y-axis. Animation, I don't have any animation, so I don't need something in here. Materials, yes please, and package, and optional, yeah, no, nothing. Okay, that's it. And okay, and temp character, this is fine. Go to say HOMER, FBX, and okay. Now we go to Mixamo. I'll leave this here. Mixamo. Here could be that you have to log in and something else and register. Yeah, this is my #1 zombie. Okay, so now I upload my HOMER here. Upload chapter, and I simply drag it from my computer into here. This HOMER FBX will be exported. Wait a little bit, and then we should have our HOMER here. Yay, da-da. If the HOMER comes in side or something else, you can do this with this. You can put it in the correct direction. Then next, now we have here the explanation. So this has to go to the gin, which is not so easy with HOMER. Find HOMER's gin, but it's not really. This don't have to be so exact. Then the wrists. So go to the wrists. Somewhere like here. Elbows, they are kind of here, I think so, something like that. Where do HOMER have his elbows? Then the knees, they are somewhere here. And the groin is somewhere, let's see, here somewhere. Okay. Then the standard skeleton we don't need. 3 fingers or 2 fingers would be totally okay here. Can even use the 2 fingers. We don't see the finger really. I make it with 3 fingers. Okay, next. And now we have to wait a little bit. It says up to 2 minutes, but most of the cases it goes faster, so let's wait a little bit. And the elevator music. Girl from Ipanema. So, come on, HOMER. We know you can do it. Bum, 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 bum. Yep. So we have our HOMER rig. Did you see the arms are intersecting a little bit because of his very healthy figure shape here? So next, and now let's find this animation we need, and this is the backwards crawl. Yeah, and this animation you don't find here as well. I had a look, I searched for this animation in the motion here. You see we have here the motions, and there is nothing like this crawl or something else. At least I did not find anything. And you see here the prices. They are really not expensive. So you have some for free as well. But yeah, here is one for free and free. Free, you see. So there are some that are for free as well. Okay. Crawl. Oopsie. Crawl. I'm not really crawl, so I'm a little tired today. I don't know why, but yeah, here the crawl backwards. Great. Click on it, and our HOMER starts to crawl. I want to do it in place, so. And you see the arms are intersecting here. But we can go here to the character arm space and put this to the side. And now that looks better. Doesn't matter if it intersects a little bit, that doesn't matter. So, okay, I would say we can be happy with this. And I don't want to trim the frames here, I want to select all the frames here. In this case, now we see this is 239 frames in total, and this is nice for me. Okay, now we simply download this animation. You see we have here ugly things, but we can smooth this out later on. Download, and FBX, yes, with skin, of course, 30 frames per second. You can say how many frames per second you want. 30 frames per second is okay for me, and no keyframe reduction. Download. Boop. Okay, this is crawl backwards, and I say here HOMER, crawl backwards, and that's it. Fine. We can close this. Go back to here. We can let's let it open. And now I simply drag in here my HOMER crawl backwards, and it opens a new file here. Let's see. Okay. Perfect. That's nice. So we should have the animation as well. We do. Okay. And now we see we got our with the new project file. It's already set to 238, so we have 239 frames for HOMER. So from 0 to 238 is exactly this 239, and we have set here the frames per second to 30. So that's everything is fine here so far. And we could work with this, but I want to bring this in a new scene where I have my scene settings already. So I copy this HOMER here, copy, and make a new project and paste it in here. So I have here, as you see, my viewport looks different with the filters and everything. I just preferred it. The only thing I have to do now is, because now let's see what our HOMER does. It looks fine so far, but this is a 25 frames per second project, and I think we don't get our looping here. Yes, it loops, but yeah, it loops anyways, which is fine. What we could do here is to make an Alembic out of this. So the Alembic has this advantage. If we want to make, let's say, we want to make a small close-up and let HOMER crawl in slow motion or something else, we can do this easily with an Alembic file. And then let's do this. Why not? We don't have to use it, but I want to show it. So, bring this in a connect object, the HOMER thing guy. So, and bake it as Alembic. Bake as Alembic. I want it in my ABC folder here. Okay. And I have my HOMER here, baked as Alembic. So we can hide everything here. We have only our HOMER here now. And the cool thing here, what I said, is now we can go here to speed 50, and you see we have it slower, so we can in between make a slow motion, a close up slow motion, and whatever. This is a little quick here. So when I could make here something, let's say I want 300 frames, and this will stop. The HOMER motion should go until 200, I think. Yeah, here it stops, you see, but I want to stop it at 300. So how can we do this? This is a quite easy thing. We don't use the animation here. We know we have 200 frames for this motion now. So I go to the frame. On the first frame I make a keyframe, then I go to the last frame and say on the last I want to have 200 frames. So on frame 300 I am here on 200. That means now it should be slower and should still loop, of course. Yeah, it loops. Okay, but 250, but let's go to 250 here and make here the keyframe. No, let's go to here, that's easier. That's not, also we don't need this. We need this guy here. The other one is just the animation, so this is this one here, this whole keyframes here. but we need only this guy here and set this to 250. Whoops, okay. And now we have it on 250 and the speed of the HOMER. I think it was okay with 200, so let's go with the 200. So we can use the animation and go back here to 200. But good to know what to do. So yeah, this is okay. We see it later if it's really too quick for us. But okay, now you see in the Alembic, I don't have the materials on it, but we have the whole selection text. So what the easiest thing here now is select all these materials here. We select one, hold your shift key and select the last one, and with control drag we copy this over to here, and immediately we have all, because we have the same selection text here and here, so everything fits exactly. But I am thinking about to make this with the original. Should we make it with the original 239 frames? Let's see. No, this is it. This looks almost the same here. Yeah, the speed is almost the same. Okay, let's stay with the Alembic. With the Alembic we have more freedom, let's say. So we can sorry, delete this, and we continue working with our Alembic. With our Alembic we can smooth this out later on. Let's go to the, I want to use for the characters, I want to use delta mesh instead of smoothing. So I go into the delta mesh and smooth here. So you see we can smooth this a little out. Little diet for HOMER. So okay, we can make it even so. Let's put this in a subdivision surface and put the subdivision surface in a null, so we can use the delta mesh on the subdivision surface. That's not a lot. Here the smoothing would be the better way, I think. Let's try, instead of this delta mesh, let's bring in a smoothing. Bring the smoothing over there. NA to hide the. Yeah, of course it goes slower with this subdivision surface, but this we can care later about. So we don't even need two here. One is more than enough. So let's stay with this for the moment and let's decide later what we do with it. So now we make this funnel thing here. Our HOMER is perfect, as HOMER is always perfect, we know it. So for the final thing, what's better to use donut. Yeah, this would be a nice idea as well, make a big donut, and I had the idea as well, and some guys on YouTube had the idea as well, so make this whole thing HOMER on a donut. But I think when we put HOMER on a donut, he simply would eat the donut, so that's maybe not the best idea. Okay, I go to my torus here, make it maybe a little bigger here, 120 or so. Yeah, this is we need only the hole, and the hole looks so that the HOMER fits nicely in this hole. This is okay. Now I make it editable. C on the keyboard and polygon mode. UL, and I select these polygons and I select these polygons. So now I invert with UI the selection and delete the other polygons. So perfect. We have our donut here. The next step is in go in edge mode, UL, and select these edges here and simply drag them down. This is a hole. Then I select all the edges here. Instead of UL, you can go with. I'm now in the move and with E in the move mode here. Where can we see it? Yeah, here we see. And simply select here one edge and double click on this edge, so you get an loop selection as well. That doesn't work every time, but most of the time. So now T for scale, hold your control key and scale it. Very far, so big, nice, cool. So to get a quite nice UV mesh here, we should try to have everywhere this is something the same space between these polygons here. So with UB I ring select here this, and with MM I can subdivide these edges twice the M. So MM, 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 and then I go as far as, so this should be fine. So like this here, so maybe one more. I don't think we need one more. We will see it. Let's see how it looks with one more. MM. Yeah, this could be too much. So Control C. The same I do here with the ring selection. UB, ring selection, and MM, 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 M. So okay. Great. Now we have our HOMER in this thing. The only thing we have to do now, of course, is move the donut shape here down on the floor. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I know HOMER intersects with his butt here, but it doesn't matter. Let's put the HOMER to somewhere like here. Okay, so if you, okay, nice. And now let's do this yeah, this sucking in effect here. This is quite easy as well. We can make this in physical render. We can even make a viewport render here, so the render needs 1 second a frame or something like this. So let's make a new material. This is a normal physical material, and instead of color I use here luminance, and here in the luminance I use surface, and this is the tiles. The tiles are down there, of course. Tiles, perfect. Go inside, and I want green lines, and the other things all black. So I drag this color to here, drag this color to here, perfect. Here should be 2, 2 should be fine. And let's see what we get when we drag this on our torus. And we have some problems here. That looks not really nice for any reason. And this could be, yeah, we have here not the best UV map. So let's delete this UV map here and make a new one. We go right click, material, set UV from projection, and you see we have a new UV map. And this UV map is now what we need. Perfect. Let's make the grid a little The tile is a little smaller. So let's make it 50 here. Okay. And now if we were to, we want to move this is very simple thing. We go to our offset here, and the wrong one of course, and we move this to the inside. That's the whole trick here. So when I go now to here and say frame 0, make a keyframe on frame 0, go to the last frame and say here -100. Boing. So when I hit play, that looks a little fast. So we have here in our tiles a global scale of 50. So let's then go to it here, and instead of, let's go to the last frame, minus 50%, we have 50% here, let's go here to minus 50%. And hit play. And now we have a looping animation where Homer tries to not be sucked in this thing here. Okay, what I don't like here, you see we have this wavy lines here. Let's go to our torus and put the torus in a subdivision surface. We don't have any wavy line, so we can directly, normally we can directly make a render out from this render view, and I don't want to see any. This should be a black hole or something like this, so this should be pitch black here. So I simply disable the reflectance channel here. And now I have this. And let's make a camera. Set the camera to something like 80 here. So something like that. Let's bring in a grid so that we see where we are here. Composition, grid, so, and let's see that the hole is something in the middle here. Okay. And hit play. And we have our perfect animation here. It does not look like a loop because here it stops a little bit and goes back, but when it's rendered out, it is a perfect loop. So we have our Homer, and as I said, you can even render this out with. You don't even have to make here something a low render or something else. The viewport render would work here, but you see in the viewport we. Only thing I would change is here, go to anti-aliasing, full. So, and when I make here an output, let's go to 800 here. No, 800. Okay, all frames, perfect. Shift R to render this. And you see, it renders in almost real time. And it looks really fun. That is fun. So, and hit play, and we have a very nice smooth animation here. And of course now we can bring our homie here in the subdivision surface a little bit, and we could, as I said before, we could bring in here. Let's try the delta mesh again, but we see any difference. We definitely see a difference when we put the delta mesh down to here. You see? But I think this should be fine so far. Yep. But with this you can play. So yeah, the project file you can download already. So patrons can download the project file already. And yeah, I will put a link in the description for the project file, of course, too. And I will put a link in the description for this actor core, so for this thing here. Yep. Yeah, for Accu Rig, this I meant. Okay. Good. That's it so far. I hope you like this one. You see, it's not really hard to do. It's quite fun. So why not? And of course, you can use any of the characters. When you have a character, just the character should be in a T-pose. But that's all what you need. So for Mixamo. With the Accu Rig, I think that doesn't even matter if it's an A pose, T pose, or something else. Yeah. An A pose should go in as well in Mixamo, because you can put set where are the wrist and the elbows, so that should work as well. Good. Yep. The next tutorial will come as soon as possible, of course. And again, many people of you, they are afraid that I stop with the free tutorials. No, I never will stop with free things. So but of course, I concentrate more to the Patreon side. But I never will stop with the free thing. And if you're not a patron, you can still ask your questions. You can still bring your requests and everything, and I don't say no that it doesn't interest me or something else. It changes nothing, but just do a little more for patrons, and that's it. But I never will stop with the free things, I promise. And yeah, that's it. If you like this, let me know in the comments. Maybe you show me your results. And yeah, I think this is a quite funny thing. We can. I did something else with this, with a falling HOMER here in my Facebook. Let's go to here. Yeah, I did this guy here, which is funny too. Yeah, and so on. I think I have to blur this friends thing here. Okay. Oops. Here. Good. And yeah, the only thing that what I want to do now is to bring in here my beloved zombie. Take this guy. It's quite fun with him too. Okay, that is a good stop. Yep, that's it. And yeah, one more thing. Now with the new tiers, we have still the hero tier with $10, and now I have a superhero tier with $15. And the heroes will be credited after the tutorials. There I make some credit things going for the heroes, and but the heroes will be credited in the Patreon tutorials, and the superheroes will be credited in every tutorial. But I don't have any superhero until now, so I don't have to make credits here at the end. Good. Okay. So, but now it's enough. I wish you all a wonderful day. It's early in the morning. Not early in the morning. It's 10, quarter past. And yeah, As I said, next tutorial will come as soon as possible, and now I wish you all a wonderful day and safe time, and yeah, all the best here from Austria, Vienna. Tschüss und Baba.